Hi everyone, Adrian from Audio Excellence Canada. Hope you're doing well. So today we've got a speaker that I've actually been waiting for. Arrived about a week ago. I just haven't had time to unbox them. This is from a company called Apertura, and the model is called the Edena Evolution. Apertura is a French company. They've been around for 39 years. Quite interesting. The speakers are designed by Christian Yvon, who's also responsible for the very expensive and remarkable Goldman speakers. Just a side note, I used to own some Goldman speakers, including the Epilogue. Alex will include some speakers of the early Epilogues. They're big modular rectangular pieces supported by metal rods on the side. They're not time alignable, but incredibly powerful, very dynamic, high sensitivity, will blow your mind when it comes to dynamics. They're almost as dynamic as a really, really good horn speaker, but without the horn coloration. And so Christian was the gentleman who was hired by Goldman to do the design of the speakers. And there will be a feature in the speaker that is identical or similar to the Goldman speakers, which I'll show you in a bit. Anyway, let's unpack them and I'll go into the details a bit later. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's the grill, and it comes with I guess, gloves. Ah, look at that. I'm going to use the gloves. Or maybe not. These gloves are very small. Okay, forget that. Nice cloth bag. Makes it a bit difficult to handle. Okay. So look at this finish. I don't know if you can catch that. This finish is called Maple High Gloss. Okay. All right, so I'm going to attach the base first, and then we'll come back. Okay.
Just remember not to move the camera too much. Okay.
Instruction manual. Looks like that's a serial number. And all the accessories. You can take a picture of them, might be easier. And it comes with these floor protective discs. Okay, we'll use them. And these are the bolts that attach the outrigger to the bottom of the speaker. Okay, we've got the outriggers on. You just put the 4 bolts in. It comes with all the tool necessary, which is the Allen key. That's all you need. Now, very interestingly, compared to other speakers where you typically have 4 spikes on either end of the outriggers, with Apertura, their grounding system is completely different. So you'll notice that there's a spike right in the center, or a very specific part of the speaker. Only 1 spike. And then the rest are supported by these bolts with a knurled handle. It appears to be made of aluminum, and it comes with 2 knurled nuts. And what you do is you screw it in like this. And then you place the nut over it to tighten it. Now, of course, you don't want to over tighten it because your floor may not be level, so you want to leave a little bit of room. And then after you've put the speakers where it will ultimately go, you will want to adjust the leveling. And this makes it really easy to level because the adjustment's right at the top. Okay? Actually, let me continue about this. So one of the things that you will notice about the spike being where it is, as I mentioned earlier, there's only 1 spike. If you look at the Goldman speakers that I talked about earlier, the Apolog, every one of the modules, right through the center, there's an actual spike that goes, and what it's supposed to do is to channel the enclosure vibrations down from one to another all the way to the ground. And on the ground itself, there's 1 spike that goes into ground. And Apertura is doing the same thing with the speaker. So the vibrations from the speaker are collected right here, and it goes into the ground itself. And then these rounded tips, if you have carpet, they can just sit right on top of carpet. If you've got wooden floors, you can use the included floor protective discs and just put it underneath it. Okay, now we've unboxed and installed the outriggers, the spikes, and the protective feet. And for your perspective, this is the right speaker. So the way the speakers are in mirror image. So the right speaker would have the ribbon tweeter on the inside of the right speaker, and the left speaker will again have the ribbon tweeter on the inside to the left of the speaker. I don't know if the video will pick this up or the camera will pick this up, but the finish is absolutely gorgeous. This speaker is in maple, and you can see through the very high gloss layer the layers of the wood veneer is absolutely stunning. It's very deep. It's got this beautiful wave. And again, I don't know if the camera will capture it. So let's go into some of the details. As I mentioned earlier, Apertura is a company that was started in 1983, so they're effectively 39 years old. Started by Christian Yvon and Eric Poi. So Christian Yvon is in charge of the sonic qualities and the design of how the speakers have to be made, and the kind of parts they use, the drivers and so on. And Eric Poi is a mechanical and production engineer who is in charge of the production process, how to make the speakers effectively and so on. Now the speakers are asymmetric, so if you come close, Alex, if you look from the top, you will see that the front baffle and the rear edge are not parallel. And then the sides of the speakers are curved. This side here is longer than this side. So there are acoustical and mechanical reasons for that, but we'll get into that in a moment. This particular speaker, the Edena Evolution, is a two-way speaker. It uses the 2-way ribbon tweeter with an 8.5-inch woofer. The woofer is a woven polypropylene composite with long voice coil for high linear excursion. So the woofer is capable of low bass and playing pretty loud as well. I mentioned about the asymmetric curved enclosure. The cabinet is made of multiple layers of laminated, carefully selected HDF. So the vast majority of speakers on the market are using MDF, which is medium density fiberboard. This is HDF, so it's high density fiberboard. And they're laminated, so they're bonded together with very high pressure, and they're molded for superior stiffness. And also laminated in between the layers. They use, I guess, some sort of a viscous material or some material that allows the vibration of the cabinet to be converted to heat. Double thickness on critical panels. If I'm not wrong, the front panel and the rear panels are double thickness. That's because, especially in the front, where you cut holes, as soon as you cut holes into a material, the rigidity of the material gets weakened. So this is double layer. And the back, because when your woofers are playing loud and hard, there's a lot of pressure that goes to the back. So by having a double thickness, the cabinet in the back is stronger. Okay. Internally, there are very sophisticated structure and damping materials, again, to prevent the cabinet from resonating, as well as the absorbent materials on the inside. They use 3 different kinds of damping materials to help control resonances and to cancel internal standing waves. I mentioned earlier about the spike right in the center of the speaker, which improves transmission of vibrations to the ground. Here are the specifications. 35 to 30 kilohertz plus or minus 3 decibels, 89 dB sensitivity. So the speaker should be pretty easy to drive. 8 ohms nominal impedance, so again, very easy to drive. 328 millimeters wide, 317 millimeters deep, and 1149 millimeters high, or 12.9 inches wide, 12.5 inches deep, and 45.23 inches high. According to this, it weighs about 50 pounds, which feels like it. So anyway, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to listening to these speakers. We heard the little speakers, the swing, and all of us were very impressed. And we had no idea what those speakers were. When Richard brought them over, we just thought, it's another bookshelf speaker. How good could it be? Well, interestingly enough, without knowing anything about the speakers, without knowing what the price was and anything behind the speakers, all of us independently thought they sounded really communicative, very beautiful, much like a Sonus faber. It engages you into the music. So this speaker is approximately 12,500 Canadian. We don't know the exact pricing as yet. Richard should be hopefully getting the numbers for us within a short period of time. As soon as we have the numbers, we will overlay it on the video. Anyway, we'll see you again next time. Adrian from Audio Accents Canada. Take care. Bye-bye.